Thanks for having me here in your conference room today. And thanks for all for coming, whether you're in person or via the internet online. My name's Ian Scott. I'm the president of Aventura World. It's great to be producing and presenting today Greece, the land of gods and heroes. It's one of our top producing programs for many, many years. Chambers of Commerce throughout the country create what we call international awareness programs. These are programs designed to go to warm and inviting, interesting, friendly destinations, but to learn a little bit about the way of life overseas.
Ian, I'm going to pause you real quick. What presentation do you want on the screen? Because right now I see the registration form.
Thank you. Well, let's correct that then. So let's go back again and let's share this screen. Share it as number 2. And what do you have now?
There we go. Now you're good.
Hey, there you go. International awareness programs with Chambers is designed to interact with locals, to learn a little bit about the country, to have an adventure with like-minded individuals from the same area in the US, but also to get into a little bit under just what normal companies show you, to show you a little bit about the life, to meet people, to be able to understand a little bit about economy. And as we go through this program, we'll talk a little bit about international awareness programs. And international awareness programs is an important factor on our programs. So in a moment, with the ADA slides, we're going to head out to Greece. As Rachel mentioned a moment ago, if I could ask a favor of you, if you could hold your questions to the end, I would greatly appreciate it. By the time we arrive at that section, the majority of your questions will already have been answered, but if I haven't, please feel free to fire them at me at that stage. So I think, without further ado, let's head out. And before we head to Greece, let's talk a little bit about who Aventura World is. So we've been in business since 1972, and it's our 50th anniversary this year. Now, we are a wholesaler of travel, and I'll make that distinction shortly. We're a member of the Sakara International Travel Group with thousands of employees worldwide. They own riverboats, hotels, other travel-related entities and travel companies, and have offices on both sides of the US, as well as London, Paris, Rome, Delhi, and Cairo. Aventura World is dedicated to revealing the treasures of the world at a relaxed pace. And what I mean by this program is what we call our cruise philosophy on land. What do I mean is we head out to a place called Kineta, and we stay for 7 nights, very similar to if you were to fly to Miami, jump on a cruise ship, unpack your suitcase to take the crease out of your clothes and relax and float along the ocean, going from port to port to port. Hopefully, our hotel doesn't move in the evening like those cruise ships do, but we do move in the day. So 7 nights in Kineta. One day we go north, south, east, or west, experiencing different cultures, different histories, different traditions, something new. But importantly, no constant packing and unpacking, which is very refreshing in today's day and age. What's different on this particular program, though, and it brings tremendous value for money, is all your food is included: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You've got wine with dinner. You've got your drinks at the bar too. So my goodness, there's a lot included in this program, and in a moment we'll see all those things. But to experience things on a first-hand basis, yes, you'll see the Acropolis. Yes, you'll see Delphi, but you'll also, as part of our cultural discovery series, meet with a family-run organization that is a olive crushing plant. During this particular time period of November, you will be there at the height of the olive picking. So you'll find farmers coming in with large vats of olives, either organic or non-organic, heading out into the plant, where we'll see it being washed, dressed, and crushed into virgin olive oil. We'll then also sample some of it. We'll sample ouzo and learn about ouzo, the typical Greek liqueur or alcohol. So there's some wonderful things on this program for you. We're the official travel provider of ACCE. I saw Rachel and Tyler, well, it seems like last week, but the week before at the annual convention. We're proud to be that official travel provider of ACCE, which is a chamber association organization. We follow their standards of quality and codes of ethics, and the Sandusky County Chamber is a member of that organization. Now, we are a wholesaler of travel, not a travel agent. So we bring forth tremendous value for money as you're talking to the source. We contract all components, the air, the land, the buses, the hotels, the restaurants, all directly at the source. So by doing that, we don't have middlemen. So we bring forth a tremendous value priced program without affecting the quality. We're a company that changes with the times. And I think over the last few years, every one of us have changed in multiple ways. And as we go through this, we'll show you how you can use those changes that we brought in to your aid. And one of them is, all the way from reserving your trip up to 131 days before you depart, you have a money back guarantee from Aventura World. Lastly, we class ourselves as the leader of value price first class travel programs in the United States. Once we've gone through all the included features on this program, we sincerely hope you'll agree. Off we go, and off we go to Athens. So you can see here a picture of the Parthenon and the brochure right there. November the 3rd through to the 11th is the program dates. It's a great, oops, we've disappeared off. Hello, what happened there? It's a great period to head into this region. It's a warm, sunny destination. Average temperatures of high 60s, low 70s in the day. Low humidity, which is wonderful. Importantly, you don't need visas to go on this program. If you're an American passport holder, you'll just need a full passport with you. Importantly, too, you don't need to be from the Sandusky County area to go on this trip. You might have family members in New York, friends in Dallas, ex-neighbors in Los Angeles. Let them know that you're going on this trip, and we'd be happy to accommodate them out of their home airport. Having said that, air is included out of Detroit on this trip. Now, as we move on, this program, yes, you're going to bring forth spectacular countryside. At Kineta, you're going to have sunrises. In Santorini, you're going to have sunsets, but spectacular coastal scenery. History spanning centuries upon centuries. Traditions and culture. I think we've got somebody, if I could ask everybody that's
Probably
on
can't restart it.
Can you, Rachel, would you be able to
I'm on it, Ian, I'm on it.
Thank you. We've got tremendous culture and traditions of the Greek way of life. Fabulous and world famous sites, terrific food, the best feta cheese that you'll have anywhere in the world. Of course, it's Greece, it's where it comes from. Olives and olive oils, but importantly, a warm and inviting, friendly people. There's a romance between Greece and the American the American traveling public and the Greek nationals. It's a warm and inviting, relaxed destination. And all this traveling with friends, family members, and members of the chamber community from across the US. It's not just the Sandusky Chamber, County Chamber on this date. You'll find a whole host of other people on this trip too. Day one will find us departing out of Detroit, heading overseas. To the best of my knowledge right now, there are no non-stops from Detroit into Athens. So we'll most probably be going to an international gateway to connect into Athens, and welcome on day two. We'll be into Greece and into Athens, known as the White City. Athens has a brand new airport on the outskirts of town. And the beauty of it is we don't hit the hustle and bustle of the capital city. A freeway straight on. Will be met by our tour director. Now, there's quite a few people on this program for your assistance. When you arrive at Athens International Airport, inside the customs and immigration area, you'll find our representative at the baggage claim area to show you where your luggage is coming from. As soon as you go through customs and immigration, then you'll meet your tour director who's outside to show you the direction to the motor coach. As soon as we're on our modern air-conditioned motor coach, we'll be heading out to Kineta. And here's a picture of our coaches there and arriving to Kineta. Okay, importantly, and then this is in addition to your tour guide who will be on the program. Your tour guides have forgotten more about this destination than we will ever know. So your airport rep gets you out of the airport, assists with anything that we can. Your tour director will be looking after you within the hotel and getting you to and from the airports. And then your guide will be taking care of you on all the tours. Now, where is Kineta? So Kineta, in actual fact, is really where this second T is on Kineta. It's about an hour and 15 minutes outside Athens itself, on the bay itself. And here's the Kineta Resort. It's a first-class Greek-style hotel, low rises, right there on a very fine shale beach, crystal clear ocean. We historically used these buildings right here. They're the new renovated American, they call them the American buildings. Walk-in showers, private bathrooms, air-conditioned heat, satellite TV, and all the good stuff. But I like to look, here's the beach itself. Here's the main section of the hotel where you'll find the main restaurant. The bar is over here. There's a couple of pools underneath this pie-shaped building, which is rooms on the top. There's another restaurant too. But we've been using this hotel for a long time, and it works really, really well. It's set in a rural section around villas from Athenians who come over here for the weekend or for the holidays. And here we are inside the room. Stylish, convenient renovated rooms with shower or bathtubs, hairdryer, flat screen TVs, radio and television, safe boxes, balconies with an electronic credit card locks, Wi-Fi, direct dial telephones, and such, mini fridge and all that types of stuff. Everything you're going to need for your stay is right here. Here we are in the restaurant, which overlooks the ocean right there. And down below is the bar. The bar is where you'll find, the bar's supposed to close at about 11 o'clock. I've never known it close while anybody is there. It's open all the time. But straight through these glass doors is a small patio. It's spectacular to sit out there and hear the waves breaking on the shore and look at the stars in the evenings. Here we've got that second restaurant. You remember I said underneath the pie-shaped building, we use this quite often as it's around about the right size for our groups. Here we are, and this section is my most favorite place. This is in front, the top left-hand corner. This is in front of the main restaurant, the breakfast restaurant. Day 3, most probably, you'll find yourself here and watching the sunrise. You might still be on US time. You might wake up a little early, Breakfast starts at 6, but there's always coffee from 5:30. Sit out on the veranda and watch the sun come up. But you'll find other water features, the pool areas and such things as here. The first night, the night of day 2, night to relax, take it easy, get into the Greek way of life. And then day 3, here we are at sunrise. And this is on the deck itself looking up. And this is round about a sunrise shot. Day 3, after breakfast, we'll be heading out on our first visit into Athens. We have 2 visits into Athens. The first one is going to be an overview. We'll be seeing the Acropolis and the Parthenon and the ancient wonders of Athens itself. As we head in, we'll see the site of the modern Olympic Games. Not the ancient, but the modern. The modern games dates back to 1896. And this is the theater, the arena. It's still used today. You might find people exercising, running, using the track, and we'll be viewing it. We'll also head out and see the Temple of Hadrian and of Zeus, the Olympian, and then head into Parliament Square. And here's the memorial of the unknown soldier and the changing of the guards. You'll see various types of Greek architecture, and here we are at the Academy and the National Library with its spectacular statues of Plato and Athenian in front of the Academy itself. We'll have a little bit of time to experience Constitution Square. Constitution Square is the cultural center of Athens, and it is where life, and there's lots of entertainment in and around and Constitution Square. We'll continue on to the Acropolis. Construction, can you believe it, started in 447 BC at the height of the Athenian Empire. As we arrive to the Parthenon itself and up to the Acropolis, spectacular views all the way over through Athens itself. And here we are at the Parthenon, which all the scaffolding has now been removed, and you'll find it's been cleaned and beautiful. Where it's a very white during the height of the sun, and as the sun drops, it becomes a red to gold color. And here you can see the gold color that I just mentioned. Great time to relax, look at the views from the top, and then we'll continue down to the coach part. Excuse me, come back to the hotel, relax, freshen up, have dinner, head to the bar. Day 4, we'll have another included tour. This time we'll be heading to the Peloponnese Peninsula and the beautiful farmland areas and into the Acadia regions. And here we are in Acadia. This is known for its hillside villages perched precariously on mountain slopes, but we'll be heading into Mycenae, known as the rich in gold Homeric city. We'll be seeing its walls and its burial tombs here. Here we've got the Lion's Gate, the main entrance into the ancient site, and its Cyclopean walls. For those people who've been to Machu Picchu, these walls are very similar to some of the walls there. No mortar, no concrete has been used. The rocks were carved miles and miles away and intricately placed in place without the use of modern machinery. And it's tremendous. If you look at some of these stones here, and this main plinth at the top weighs tons, and it's still amazing how this was designed so far away from the site itself. We'll continue on to the beehive tombs, the royal tombs. Again, very similar. Like a beehive, the tomb slowly goes into a round point, and each stone holds the next stone in place. The tombs were built, the burial chamber was sealed, and then it was covered with soil. So for many, many years, people didn't know that these tombs even were in existence. We'll carry on to the Temple of Artemis, into the ancient god of medicine, and experience the building of ancient Athenians. This today is still used. It's still used for concerts, for plays, and the acoustics is still intact. If you look right at the bottom of the shot, you'll see a little boy. He was actually a little boy from America, and he was reciting nursery rhymes. And we're in the cheap seats at the top, and you can hear everything that the boy was speaking. Yeah, the acoustics is tremendous. I will continue on to Napoleon, which is a resort town on the outskirts of Athens. It's known for its fortification, but also the beautiful downtown section. Here we're looking at the downtown section from the castle. We don't go into the castle because it was built as a castle and it hasn't been changed since. It's very difficult to get there. So we spend our time at the base trying to help the Greek economy as we do a spot of shopping. Great things to buy are golden items. It's all 18, 24 karat gold. Cloth items, shoes, ouzo, pottery, tin goods are all great to buy from here. We'll then continue on to the first cultural discovery series that we've got, and it's to olive oil tasting. And here we've got the large vats of olives. From here it goes into the sorting process to wash and clean, and then continuing on through to the press. This establishment only uses the olives for the first section, and that's the first, which is the virgin, the first press. It's a cold press. After that, they sell on the mash and the stones and everything else, so that somebody else can do the second press and the third press until it gets to what this entity calls engine oil. Because it then gets heated and then all the remnants gets out, but it's only virgin oil that you can see, and it's a spectacular orangey yellow golden look. From here we'll meet members of the family in the laboratory, where we'll learn about olives and olive oil and various aspects of what they make here. In their separate plant, they do chocolate. They do, of course, olives, bottled olives, olive oil, pickled olives. They do cosmetics, face creams, and such things as that here too. So it's very interesting to see the various aspects of olives that they make here. It's based on an educational format, but if anybody's interested, you have the opportunity to buy too. Continuing on, back to the hotel, rest up, dinner, drinks, relaxing for, below the stars. Day 5 will be upon us, and we have a half-day tour to the Corinth Canal. Before the tour, we'll have a cultural discovery series where we'll have a lecturer comes in from the University of Athens. We'll be learning about the euro and the Greek way of life and within the euro. If you don't know much about the European government, this is a great way and a great introduction to learn of the bureaucracy and paperwork of the European Union. And then in the afternoon, after lunch, we'll be heading through to the Corinth Canal. Either at the boat dock in front of our hotel, as you can see from the bottom picture, or we'll continue down to a small village just close to the Corinth Canal, and then we'll be heading through. Okay, now our hotel is on the Saronic Gulf. So when you see the islands in the morning at sunset, you're looking across the Saronic Gulf. But the Corinth Canal cuts from the Saronic into the Aegean Sea. And it cuts through the peninsula itself. This is a working canal. You'll see huge tankers and cargo vessels going through here, and it cuts down a whole host of time to save those vessels having to go all the way around the peninsula itself. And here we've got one of our boats that's going through. You'll see the old railway bridge, the old road bridge. Maybe somebody bungee jumping while you're there. And here we are looking from down below up. No locks as we're on the Mediterranean in all aspects. So there isn't much ebb and flow up and down of the tides. So it roughly stays the said same level anytime. After our cruise through the canal, which is about an hour and a half, depending on having to wait for large tankers to come in and out and share space with them, we'll come for our second cultural discovery series. And this is at a small restaurant on the banks of the Corinth Canal itself. And we'll be sampling ouzo and learning about ouzo. And historically, we have something to nibble with it. And it's usually maybe some calamari, some fried fish, and such things as that, right on the banks itself. And here we've got one of the cargo vessels going through the canal itself. Many of you have seen large vessels moored up in port or out to sea, but very few might have seen a vessel going at the full rates of knots within 20 feet of you. And it's a very, very interesting aspect to see these vessels coming so close to the land itself. Back to the hotel, rest stop, day 6. Day 6 is an optional tour. It is and it isn't. So as long as you reserve your space by April the 6th, April the 6th sounds like a long time away, but it isn't. We'll talk more about that in a moment. As long as you reserve your space with a deposit, the Delphi tour is free of charge. So Delphi is on the opposite hillsides of the Acadia, the Peloponnese Peninsula that we were on just recently. This was a high religious location during the height of the Athenian Empire. It was a pilgrimage site. It was a place where you went to make pilgrimage, a very rich area. Here we are at the Temple of Apollo, the Athenian sanctuary, the treasury. The treasury, it's a steady, slow walk on a stone walkway. There would have been the treasury would have been adorned with statues, gold leaf, precious and semi-precious stones throughout. And we take it nice and easy and head up. We'll see the Temple of Apollo. And if you wish to, all the way to the top to the ancient stadium, which looks down on all Delphi itself. Now, whilst here too, we head into the Delphi Museum. Many of the artifacts that were taken from Delphi are here in the museum. Lots of mosaics, statues, earthenware and crockery, golden items and jewelry. And you can see here ivory faces. Well, these are actually busts. Instead of putting things in the jewelry box, they actually put them on head, put the earrings in ears on an ivory bust. The necklaces and the rings were on hands, as you can see here. All these are ivory. The black is ivory, and of course, we've got golden items throughout. A lot of the main exhibits, however, have been taken over to the new Acropolis Museum, which we'll see on our second visit into Athens. Now, there's a great cafe in the museum if you wish to take it nice and easy and have a cup of coffee and maybe a slice of cake. Day 7, this is the only optional tour on the program, out and out optional tour. Now we're heading to the site of the original Olympic Games. There are some privileged members on maybe amongst us that might have seen the Olympic Games in person. I'm sure all of you have seen the Olympic Games on TV, but how many of you have been to the place where the Olympic Games started and where the marathon was developed? And here we're going to the place of Olympia, the birthplace of the Olympic Games. And here we are at the Temple of Hydra, the Temple of Zeus, the Olympian. And here we're heading into the ancient Olympic Stadium. This was the archway that the marathon runners would have run into and then did one lap around the stadium before finishing. And it's a very moving and a very, special place. This would have been an area of stone seating, of wooden seating too, and this is the main show area where the games were performed here. We'll come back to Kineta in the evening, relax, and day 8, I will have another included tour. We do have a cultural discovery series beforehand, and that cultural discovery series, now we're going to learn about the Greek way of life. The Greeks have a very special way of life, a very relaxed and easy way of life compared to most people in Europe. Most Greeks retire at 55. Things are changing, but at 55, but we'll be learning about the Greek way of life before we head out to Athens again. Now, we could in all aspects do the Acropolis Museum on our first visit, but we wouldn't be doing you justice. We're an hour out of Athens, so we want to give you the opportunity to go out in Athens and just wander and do nothing at all. But we also wanted to give you a bit more time to view the Acropolis Museum. This shot is taken from the Parthenon itself, and we'll be heading into the museum itself. It's a brand new museum. Now take a look at all these glass areas right here. Throughout the museum, you'll find glass flooring. If we've got any contractors or builders in front of me, thank goodness you're a builder or a contractor in the US, because everywhere in Athens, when you dig and you build, you find something ancient. So building has to stop. Every time you find an ancient artifact or a stone wall or something. So as they were building this museum, they came across an old section of Athens they didn't know existed. So they preserved it, and it's underneath these glass walkways. We'll be here viewing the most important sections in Greece, from the Greek Bronze Age to the Roman, Byzantine areas, all the way through to the height of the Athenian Empire. Will be on view here today at the museum with your private Greek guide. And here we can see another aspect of ancient Athens underneath the building itself. You'll find, as you can see, homes here. You'll find alleyways, you'll find kitchens, everything right there as they were left, and as the earth and the world took over, and they were buried for centuries. Now, breakfast is included at the hotel. Dinner is included at the hotel. Now, lunch is either included at the hotel, or if it's a full day tour, or in this case in Athens, it will be included in a local restaurant. So you'll find the food is excellent. You'll find great salads, meats throughout. And on this day, we'll have lunch somewhere in and around the Plakea district. The Plakea district is the ancient UNESCO heritage old town. In the afternoon, after the visit, we give you some free time to wander, take it easy, head into the Plakea district, do some shopping. Whether you go into the local markets, go and buy some evil eyes, traditional evil eyes from this area, golden items. Again, remember, it's 1824 karat gold. You can get some Greek fezzes, do some shopping, just relax and take it easy. And that evening, we'll be coming back to the hotel for our last night at the hotel. And day 9, we'll find ourselves heading home back to Detroit. Importantly, after experiencing some of the most famous sites in the world, from today and a yesteryear, architecture and history. We'll be learning about Greek mythology, not just Greece of yesteryear mythology and Greece of today. All this mixed with fellow friends, fellow family members, and fellow Sandusky County Chamber travelers on a wonderful program. And welcome to the family of Aventura World. When you travel with us, you're safe and secure in our hands. Our guests have been since 1972, 50 years ago. Now, what do you get for this particular program? Well, round trip air from Detroit, 7 nights in first class accommodations at the Kineta Resort. Daily breakfast, 6 lunches, and 7 dinners. So 20 meals, all your meals on this program. You get drinks in the evening at the bar, a local, non-alcoholic, so juices and sodas, alcoholic drinks and such, wine with dinner too. You get all, as long as you sign up before the early bird discount expires, all your tours except one day. So you'll get 2 visits into Athens, one to see the Acropolis Parthenon, the other one to view the Acropolis Museum and the Plataea district. You get the Corinth Canal, you get the Peloponnese Peninsula and Messia, and you get, again, the early bird discount to Delphi. You get the cultural discovery series of olive plants. You've got the ouzo tasting. You've got the questions and answers and discovery on European Union and the Greek way of life. You've got a tour director and guides upon arrival in Athens, deluxe air-conditioned motor coaches, 1 piece of luggage to go underneath the aircraft and in and out of the hotel. Okay, all this for $32.99 per person, including air out of Detroit. I'm hopeful at that stage now you can see the true value that this brings. Daily breakfast, daily dinner, daily lunches, drinks at the bar, air from Detroit, accommodations for 7 nights, a true value price. Now, your fuel surcharges are included. Local land taxes are $150 per person, will be billed to you at final payment. Okay. It's an early bird discount price. And that early bird discount price is, yes, $32.99 and a free Delphi tour. After April the 6th, it goes up by $100 a person. And if you want to go to Delphi, it's an extra $179. So for signing up before April or on April the 6th, you save $279. Now, importantly, I state, don't wait until early bird deadline to sign up for this trip. There's more than just the Sandusky County Chamber on this date. We have chambers from all over the country. So if you know you want to go on this trip, please sign up sooner than later to avoid the disappointment, not if, but when this trip sells out. You are protected, and we'll talk more about this in a moment, but you're protected by 131 days before you go, full money back guarantee. So I strongly encourage you signing up sooner than later. Now, this program is what we call a level 3 on our activity level. What does that mean? It means you're on and off of motor coaches. There's some cobblestones, there's some steps, and there's nothing too strenuous. I'm not going to provide you a backpack or a yak for Himalayan discovery. So this is, as long as you can walk, as long as you'll be able to take care of a few steps, this should be perfectly fine with you. Okay. As we move on, approximately 30 to 35% of all of our travelers just go on the main program. So between 65 and 70% of all our travelers say, I'm already there. Why not stay a little bit longer? And we have for this reason, we have a 2-night extension to Santorini, the volcanic island in the middle of the Aegean. From November the 11th through to the 13th, first-class hotel accommodations in Santorini. Round-trip air transportation from Athens Airport to Santorini. Daily breakfast, a full-day sightseeing tour, including wine tasting on Santorini. A tour director on Santorini itself, and baggage handling in and out of the airports and at the hotel as well. $7.99 per person, double occupancy, or $11.98 for single. Here we can see the crystal blue ocean of Santorini. This is the quintessential Santorini island. It's a volcanic island that came out of the ocean centuries ago, and it's known for its whitewashed buildings and villages perched precariously on the hillsides itself. Most of the hotels are not perched on the hillsides, but you'll gain views across the ocean from some area of the hotel itself. First day, we'll be arriving. We have a free day, relax, take it easy, drink in the views and maybe the sunset of Santorini. And day 10, we'll find ourselves on our full day island tour. We'll be arriving into the monastery of Proliphis first, which holds spectacular views all across the island, back down to the airport that we arrived at the day before. We'll continue on to Pygos, which is known for its multicolored buildings that go high up on the hillside, up to the Orthodox Church on the top. We'll continue on to the Wine Museum. We'll be going through the process of winemaking in Greece, learning of it and also sampling whilst here. We'll continue on to Oya, which is the quintessential hillside village and one of the most photographed shots in all Greece. It's known for its blues, its reds, its greens and yellows, but it's known for its blue domed buildings with spectacular views down to the water below. We'll have a guided tour, some free time, do some shopping. And before we know it, we'll have spent 2 nights on Santorini, and day 11, we'll be heading back to the airport at Santorini to connect with a flight back to the US at Athens Airport with spectacular, again, ancient history spanning centuries upon century, cultures and traditions, histories and spectacular countryside, while you're viewing some of the most photographed and some of the most sought after destinations in the world. Now, importantly, you do not need to a visa for Greece. All you'll need is 2 blank pages, and upon entry, you'll gain a multiple entry visa stamped in your passport. It's part of the European Union. Excuse me. Now, how do we sign up for the trip? It's real easy. A couple of ways of doing it. One, using the registration form at the top of on the back side of the brochure. Now, as we look at the brochure, I saw it in front of you for those in the conference room. On the front, you'll find Rachel's information there on how to gain information on it, telephone number, email address, all such things. That anybody got any questions? That's how you get your questions answered. On the inside left, you'll find the included features, the start of the day-to-day, continuing on to the inside right, and the pricing box on the inside right. On the reverse side, you'll find here the registration form. You can either sign up using the paper registration form or our booking engine, which we'll talk about in a moment. But if you're using the paper registration form, we ask you, please use your Sunday best handwriting and block capitals if you can. So your name as it appears in your book and on your passport. If you don't have a passport now and you want to apply for it, give us the name as in your old passport that might have expired, or the documents that you are using to gain your passport. Certain Mr., Miss, first name, middle name, middle initial, however it is, last name, your date of birth, passport number if you have one, country of issue, date of expiration, and then your mailing address, city, state, zip code, email address. Please be careful with your email address and make it very legible, because all invoices will come from this email address that you give us. And if you have handwriting like what I have, is that an E? Is that an A? My goodness, I didn't think it was a T. So I have a terrible handwriting. So if you have it like that, please remember and do your best to do it in block capitals. Home phone number, cell phone number, all there. This is one registration form per person. So then who am I sharing? Am I single? If I'm a single, tick that and you'll be invoiced $6.99. If you're a double, tick that box and then circle if you'd like a double bed or a twin bed. There are no king beds in these hotels in Greece. Keep that in mind, double or twins. Circle which one you'd like. And then the name of the person you're sharing with. So if John and Alice Smith are on this, John's filled it out and then he indicates Alice Smith here. And then Alice will fill one out and indicate the top section and indicate sharing the room with John. Then we know who to cross-reference with. Any notes you need us to know about you as a traveler, let us know. Birthdays, dietary needs, low sodium, fat-free diets, you can let us know on this. If you're traveling with friends and you want to have rooms close to each other, we can't always guarantee next door, but close to each other, indicate rooms close to the Smiths and have them indicate rooms close to your last name. Okay, there you go. We don't give you much space there. But if you need to, you can always use the second page. Now we get into the optional tours. If you sign up before the 6th, you get Delphi included anyhow. But if you're violently opposed to going to Delphi, tick no. You get it anyhow. But tick yes or no. Olympia. If you'd like to go to Olympia, yes or no. Okay. And this is a worksheet we've brought out for you now. Now, if you are signing up on the 6th or before, you don't need to include the amount for Delphi in this. So I'm just going to say, yeah, I'm going to Olympia. 179 is indicated in the total box. Do I want to go to Santorini? Yes or no? Yes, I do. I'm double occupancy. 799 goes in the total box. Don't forget, this is per person worksheet. Why? It'll become evident in a moment. Now, we've got calculated trip costs. So you know how much this trip's going to cost. So it's $32.99 on or before the 6th. It's an extra $100 afterwards. Optional tours, whatever comes up above from the optional tour total, put it in that section. Single, if you're a single, put the $6.99 in there. And then optional Santorini extension, whatever the total is from there on the above, put it into that line. And then we've got $150 land taxes. Add all those things up there. And that's the total per person for the cost of the trip. Now, why do we do it? It's because of travel insurance. Now you know how much the trip insurance, how much the trip costs, and you can look right below here for travel insurance. We hope you all take out trip insurance. I hope you all waste your money on it. I hope you don't need it. It's the time you don't take it out is the time you need it. But here you'll find two different types of policy. We call it policy cost and cancel for any reason. Let's talk about that. So this is the policy. This is the standard insurance, travel insurance. This is, should you need to cancel for a reason? The reason is medical. Should you fall ill, death of an immediate family member or yourself? Again, these are not great options. I hope you don't need it, but that will cover it. Excuse me, as long as you have a doctor verify that you cannot travel or your roommate cannot travel in this case. Okay, it covers medical on the trip, trip interruption, travel delays, misconnections, medical emergencies on the trip, lost luggage and personal delays, and baggage delays too. Again, I hope you don't need it and you're wasting money. You're not going on this trip to say, oh, hey, Greece was okay, but I tell you what, that insurance was unbelievable. I'd do it anytime. No, hopefully you don't need the insurance, but again, it's the time you don't take it out, it's the time you need it. Now, that's the policy, but you can add to that policy. So everything on the left-hand side is included in the cancel for any reason policy. So you can add what I call you could sandwich to it the main, the basic coverage, cancel for any reason. So as long as you indicate and pay for the cancel for any reason with your initial deposit, you qualify for cancel for any reason insurance. Now, cancel for any reason is just exactly as it says. you can cancel all the way up to 48 hours before you go, for whatever reason you want. The dog doesn't want you to go. The cat's looking funny when I'm packing my luggage a week before and it doesn't want me to go. I got a bad haircut, I broke a nail. It doesn't matter. You don't want to go, you don't go. Okay. Now, with any insurance policy, there's rules and regulations to it. Again, remember, it must be purchased with the initial payment for the trip. After that, it's not possible. The insurance company won't allow it. And you must cancel 48 hours before the trips depart. Now, if you cancel for any reason at all, you broke a nail, you get up to 65% of the penalty back in the form of a refund from the insurance company. And that's a good start. We took it as a good start. However, we wanted to try our best to help out. So we as a company will give you 35% of the penalty amount, whatever penalty amount it falls into. And we'll see that in a moment, so you'll understand what I'm talking. Aventura will give you 35% back of the penalty amount in future travel credit. So together with the refund from the insurance and the credit that we give you, you are 100% financially taken care of in the form of refunds and credits. Okay, if you take out, cancel for any reason. Now, you'll see here, here's the pricing. It isn't plus. So based on $3,000 to $3,500, it is $221 for the standard cancel for a reason policy. But if you want cancel for any reason, it's $331.50. Not both of them added together. No, it's one or the other. Okay. So now with the equation here at the top, you can see what the insurance costs. Okay. Nice and easy. Yes, I would like it. No, I do not. We ask you to decline it because it's so important to us for us to express how important insurance is. The last 20 years, I do 3 trips a year. I take out travel insurance every time I go. I've taken a travel insurance out 60 times. I claimed on it twice. The times I claimed on it, it was the most valuable thing that I've ever claimed on because I got things back. But I've actually wasted my money 58 times. I am not going to change it in any shape or form because I've seen it when people didn't have insurance and they should have had it. It's a little bit like you need car insurance to drive a car, but you only need it when you get into an accident. You only need this when you get into a situation overseas. Lost luggage, medical, and such things as that. Health insurance, we're always wondering whether we should change our deductible or whatever, but you only need insurance when you fall sick. I strongly encourage you to take out the insurance on this. Tick the box of which one it is and yes or no. It's up to you. Calculating the deposit. It is $600 per person to reserve your space. If you wish to, you only need to put one person. You can do one person or 2 people in this section for the payment if you'd like. And in notes, you could put payment for John and Alice Smith. So $600 or $1,200 right there. And then the cost of the optional tours, whatever falls into this box in 1 or 2 scenario in there. Santorini extension, if you're going right here, travel insurance right here. So payment for insurance, payment for any options are due at the time of initial reservation. Okay. So you'll add this to this, to this, and there is the amount that you'll be charged at the time of initial reservation. If you wish to charge more, you can do so. Final payment is due August the 3rd, 2023. We take checks made out to Aventura World and dropped into the chamber office right there. And here we've got our cancellation policy. Now, importantly, I mentioned I'd talk about this more as we go through. From the time you reserve all the way to 131 days before you go, you get a full money back guarantee of your $600, your optional extension on Santorini, on any of your optional tours. No questions asked. It's free of charge from us. However, if you do take out travel insurance, it is non-refundable. Whether it's canceled for any reason or the standard policy, it is non-refundable. So again, I ask you, walk into the insurance conversation as I'm wasting my money on it, and I hope I don't need it. But I strongly encourage you to go ahead. So you'll find the terms of conditions and the cancellation as you go down all the way from nothing at all up to 131, all the way to no refund at all at 100%, all the way to 31 days, sorry, to 30 days before you go. Sign it, date it, drop in here that you authorize X amount of money to be charged to your card, and you get that into the chamber and they'll send it on to us. Okay. And here we've got just basically, so I didn't forget the things, there you've got it all there. Now, for those people who are a little technologically savvy and want to do it online, you can do it online. On the front of the brochure and on the registration form at the back, it tells you you can go on to aventuraworld.com/booking and you can fill out the registration details online. Now, if you've traveled with us before, you already have a login email and a password. Off you go, put those in here and drop in the secret code that's given to you right there, and you better log on and you'll be able to get moving. If you haven't traveled with us before you can reserve, you've got to build an account with us. So just like Amazon, just like anything else, but we are not keeping any credit cards. Like Amazon you do, we don't keep any credit cards. We're a believer in making sure that you're very safe with us. So you're going to fill out a new user, your first name, last name, your email address. Be careful with your email address that it's correct, because you'll gain notifications from us to activate your account. Then you're going to make a password. And like on the opposite side, there's going to be a secret code. Put that secret code in there and press submit. And voila, this will appear to you. Thank you for your registration. You'll gain an email shortly from us to activate your account. We're dealing with a computer. We're not dealing with a human that's gone to the bathroom, gone for lunch, gone somewhere to anywhere, just decided to go home early. If you don't get an email from us within 20 seconds to the inbox where you gave us the password, it's either in your spam or you spelt it incorrectly. So if you don't get it, please go in your spam box and look for it. Once you find it, and here it is, you'll verify the email address by clicking on this link. And now you can drop in your email, your password, the code, press login, and you're nearly there to be able to reserve your trip. Okay. Before you can reserve the trip, you will need to fill out your profile. So I'm going to say I'm filling out my profile. So I'll put my address in there. I'll put my official name in there. I'll put my passport number in there. If I've got a couple of email addresses, a couple of phone numbers, I'll put it all in there and save it. Again, the next one after that, the passport information, save it. After that, additional travelers, my wife, my kids, anybody that will be traveling with me on the trip or possibly in the future, I put inside the additional traveler, their addresses, their telephone numbers, their email, their passport numbers, expiration dates, and such, all there. Once you've saved that, you are now ready to book. And it's all plug and play. It's really easy. So now you'll be able to go book now, or you'll be able to enter the booking number. If you look on the front of the brochure, underneath Rachel's name, you've got a booking number of ZBYHVK. It's not a booking number, it's a booking code. There's no numbers in this one. Drop it in here, as you can see, press enter, and oops, there you go. There it is. This will be designed and it's customized purely for the Sandusky County Chamber. The Sandusky County Chamber logo will be here. The correct date will be here. And now you're ready to book. You'll start with number one. the passenger information. You'll say, who's on this trip? From the pull down, everybody's listed there. And it will start with passenger 1. Everybody from your profile is there. So I'll click on me, and there it is. And things will populate because it's me, because I put the information in there. Who's the second? Are you sharing with somebody? Yes. So second traveler, pull down, put my wife in there. Everything populates because the information's there. Is there a third passenger? There can be or doesn't need to be. If there's a third passenger, I might want to put one of my kids in there. So, but I'm just going to leave it as that. So just 2 people. Then it'll say, what type of beds is it? So once we put in the information, it'll press save. You'll go to the next one. Number 2, what type of beds? Twin or double beds? Save, move on. If my son was there, it would say, wait a minute, there's 3 people here. What's happening here? There's 3 people. Who's in? Are you all in singles? Are you in a double and a twin and a single? It'll go through and you'll be able to associate who's in what bed. Save, move on. Then it'll go to number 3. Gateway. Air is included out of Detroit on this program. Okay. If you've got great Aunt Maud that's coming in from LA, she'll say, don't provide me air out of LA, out of Detroit. I need to fly out of LA. And there's a section on there for that. Save, move on. Optional, tours and extensions. It will say the Delphi tour is free of charge if you book in the early days for the early bird deadline. It say, do you want Olympia? Do you both want Olympia? Check, check. Yes, we both want it. Do you want to go to Santorini? Do you both want to go to Santorini? Check, check. Save, move on. Then we get to travel protection. We're going to come to this again. We're going to talk more about the travel protection in a minute. Number 5 is informational only at this moment if you book this year. Next year, it'll be a little bit different. We've got a new website coming and you'll be able to book your insurance directly on number 5. But read the information carefully on number 5 because it's going to tell you how to book the insurance. And it will, once you finish the process, the insurance website will launch. Okay. Number 6 is payment. So you'll be able to pay booking online, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, PayPal, Venmo. You can pay in all those methods. Secure, directly with the merchant account. We're not saving your credit card anywhere on this process. You use it once. Save, move on. And as soon as you've done that, you'll gain notification that we are in possession of your registration. The chamber will gain notification too. And of course, we'll gain all the details. Okay. Now, insurance. This is number 5. Once you've completed section 6, the CSA Generali website will launch. Okay, so just wait. Don't be impatient. It'll launch. And then after that, you'll be able to book the insurance. If it doesn't launch, then you can go to this particular, again, this will be indicated in number 5, but you'll be able to go to this section here and click on this section. And you'll only complete the starred sections from number 1 to number 4. Look, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So you're going to start with the departure date. You've already signed up. You know it. It's also on the brochure. From departure date to return. Notice the stars, please. You need to do this. What's the trip cost? You know it from the evaluation, but the trip cost is this. I think for this example, I put $4,000 as we go through. You'll see $4,000. How many people? I put 1 person. What state are we in? Okay, pull down the state. In case you've got anybody from New York on this trip, New York residents, it's not possible to get canceled for any reason. And I didn't mention that earlier. So once you've filled out these, press instant quote, and then this comes up. Now, you'll find this is a HTML format. You'll be able to scroll down to see all the included features, of the policy. I just couldn't get everything down on one photograph for this presentation. Okay, all the included features of the policy. And if you want to click on these blue sections, you'll be able to get more information. Now, cancel for any reason, it'll be listed here, right here, look. So if you want cancel for any reason, you must click this box. Once you've clicked on this box, you click on this link down below, and you must click the date. Remember the date, you cannot be over 24 hours from the initial date you reserved up. It's the rules and regulations by the insurance company, not us. So click the box and put that section in there. Notice it only says 65%. The 35% is our offer. You're talking directly with the insurance company now, so it doesn't mention anything about the 35%. Once you've got that, you'll press this orange button underneath here, which means it says reserve, and then you'll come to number 3. Number 3 is all your details. First name, last name. Look, member ID, there's no star on it. You don't need it. Home number, telephone number, city, work phone number, they don't need it. State, address, zip code, they need it. They don't need your email address, but I strongly encourage you to put it in there anyhow, because they're going to email your policy to you. As we go to the second section of this, a little bit further down, so again, it's very long. How do you want it? Email or postal? You know, I recommend getting it via email. If not, they'll mail it to you. Okay. Beneficiary information, no star there. You don't need it. If you want to put it in there, feel free to. Travel code, no, don't need it. It's already listed there. And the travel agent ID will also be, since I put this out there, it will say Aventura World in here. So no need to do anything here. Now, a couple of things that might catch you. One, primary destination, easy. It's Greece, obviously. Put it from the pull down, drop in Greece. Airline, you may or may not know the airline at this stage. So if you don't know the airline, and we don't release airlines for quite some time, from the primary airline pull down, scroll down to undecided or unknown and click that, and then you're done. Click next, and then you come into step 4, and step 4 is payment, and then you'll get an email on it. Okay, I hope you'll join us on a terrific trip in 2023, and at that, I'm going to open up to questions. I'm going to try, first of all, here. If you have any questions, yes. Okay, when signing up, and you missed the insurance section, can I get back into the insurance section? Yes, you can, but if you signed up longer than 24 hours, you cannot gain the cancel for any reason. So yes, you can. And there's a very quick way of doing it. If you haven't written down the link, you go onto aventuraworld.com, scroll right down to the bottom of our website, and you'll see travel protection at the bottom. Click on that, and you'll be able to click to buy the policy there. As we go through anything else, I had to step away. Okay, so I think we've got the insurance on that. Here's a link to the program. Okay, any questions from any live people? We've got through all the questions on the chat box.
Yep, we've got a question, Ian.
How many people on this tour?
Do you know how many people are on this tour altogether?
Yeah, I can't tell you how many people are on the tour. But the question, there could well be multiple buses, and there nearly always is multiple buses. The question that I can answer better is how many people on a bus. So there might be multiple buses, multiple drivers, multiple tour directors and guides. But the buses hold between 48 and 50 passengers. We don't put more than 42, 44 people per bus, but there may be multiple buses.
Or if we have a big group going, would we be guaranteed to be on the same bus as them? Or
If there's a big group going, can they all request to be put on the same bus together?
So we will be putting all Sandusky County Chamber travelers on the same bus. So in that case, unless you sell 65 people, then obviously we can't get everybody on the same bus. So there'll be one bus, and there'll be a section of you not on a different bus, but you'll all be together. Yeah. And if there is a group of you within the group, as long as we know about it, we'll make sure you're on the same bus.
Okay, I got a couple questions. Okay, do you get to carry on luggage as well as your checked baggage?
Yes.
Okay. And also exports of bottles of like ouzo or the olive oil, is there any restrictions as to the amount that you can export, or can you have it shipped?
I like the way she thinks.
Yes to both.
I've written it
Yes
off
to both.
already, so I'm-
And you weren't quite clear if you wanted, like a couple of 100 bottles of ouzo. In that case, there's a restriction. Yeah, there's a
But is
restriction.
there a certain restriction as to how much you are allowed to declare?
We still must follow. So again, you can have it shipped from various entities. And your tour director guide will be able to show you where it is. But a bottle of ouzo, we still are beholden to U.S. Customs and Immigration, and I think we're allowed 2 bottles of alcohol to bring back 4 bottles of wine. And if anybody still smokes, I don't even remember what the cigarette allowance is, if it's 200 or not. It used to be 200. So yes, you just have to follow the US rules and regulations on
That's what I
immigration.
was wondering, because I'm going to Australia and we're only allowed 1 to import. So.
Yeah. So I mean, that's where, and there was a second part, I apologize. There was a second part of that which I didn't answer, I don't think. Was there?
No, I think that was about it.
Okay.
We have another question online. If there is a high chance that the airfare price will change?
I mean, it's very difficult to say what's going to happen. Right now, we don't foresee it to, but we are not. I've been doing this for 35 years. I've never ever increased the price of taxes or anything. It's not so much the price of the ticket. It's a fuel surcharge that may be increased, and we're beholden to the airlines and to the worldwide economy for that. But over 35 years, we haven't done it. We're not doing it right now because it's the height of it. I don't know if prices of gas is ever going to go down, but from what we're told, we're at the height of it right now, and we're not doing it now. So I don't think we will. But again, there is a disclaimer in the openness of conversations that we have the right to increase it. But again, I don't think it will. But again, we're not 100% sure. The airlines are doing this with there's a lot of changes with domestic travel, but with international travel, they're doing their best to try and get them up and running because they want them to get up and running. They want to get it's their profitable base, so they tend not to mess around with international travel the same way that they do with domestic.
What about vaccination requirements?
Yeah, no vaccinations for anything at all with Greece at this moment, including COVID. Okay. So not at all. Of course, this is it's always open to change, but I don't think it will. I don't think the US will get back into the vaccination requirement, and I don't think Greece will. Greece was one of the first ones to bring it out and about. Of making it easy to come into the country, because I think it's 25 to 27% of their GDP is tourism. So they need to have foreign nationals coming in.
Do they require testing?
COVID
Sorry?
testing?
So COVID testing as a company, we're still recommending that everybody that goes on a trip should be tested. You know, it's like anything, anywhere in the world. You wouldn't want to go on a trip if you were sick, if you had flu, you know. So have testing, but it's not a requirement to go get into Greece or to come back to the United States.
Okay, what if you didn't want to go to Olympus? You know, what would the people do
Oh.
with their time?
Yeah.
If they-
Yeah. So if you don't want to go to Olympia, so there's a couple of things. So, you know, you can just take it nice and easy at the hotel, spend some time on the beach, go to one of the pools, just hang around. Your lunch is included in the hotel. If you don't go, just over a quarter of a mile away from the hotel is the main train station of Kineta, which I say main train station. It's really it's a commuter station. And as you turn to the right, trains go into Athens. As you turn to the left, trains go to the Corinth Peninsula. And you can jump on the train. If you wish to, go to either one of those destinations. There's a rental car facility at the hotel if you want to rent a car. We've had people reserve a driver, and a driver takes them places. So there's other things you can do.
Questions?
So he touched on the dietary restrictions a little bit, but so, I mean, I have a shellfish allergy. If that's noted, like the meals every night would accommodate that.
Yeah. Historically at the hotel, it's buffet variety, and there's plenty of food, from fish all the way through to meats, to vegetarian aspects, to salads, to soups, to everything, and desserts. So again, it would be beneficial for us to know, so we can forward it on to the hotel and to our partners. But I'm not overly concerned. We're in Western Europe, and most allergies and most dietary needs can be taken care of.
All right, I think we're good again.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you so much.
Yeah,
No, you're welcome.
It's a reminder to everyone online and here, this was recorded, so I will email it out to everyone.
Yeah.
Once we wrap it up, probably sometime tomorrow. We're also going to put it on our website, which you can find on my business card. I'll send that information to everyone online. You can register right from that page as well.
Yeah. So I mean, Tyler, he came out and said, I want to present early. So please keep in mind, you're presenting early, so you've got a real beneficial section that you've got an early pick to get on the trip. So, you know, the first bus fills up, we need 15, 20 people before we open the second bus, and so on and so on. So if you want to be on the first bus, Tyler's been giving you that opportunity because we're presenting early to make sure you're on, and you're protected by the 131 days before you go. If you don't wish to go, your money back guarantee. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks.
Thank you, Ian.
All right. And before oh, wait a minute. Is there another question? Hang on a minute. Oh, no, thank you. Okay.
No, that's just Ella was our first booking. So she joined us to get some extra detail.
Nice. Good. And have a great day. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and look forward to having you travel with us. It's a great trip.
Thanks, Ian. Thank you.
Bye-bye.